everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup look that I do every single day, so let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I do have one eye done just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like, and now we're going to go ahead and get started on the face. I'm just taking a little brush and using a concealer by Artistry and applying that all over all of the red spots on my face to cover any blemishes or redness, because as you can see I do have a lot of that. So I'm just taking that and applying it all over spots that need it the most, and I'm just spreading it in with the brush and then going back in with my finger to make sure everything is nice and smoothed out. I also find this concealer helpful for underneath the eye and over the eye in case there is any redness. And now we're going to move on to a foundation, and I'm using the Revlon Photo Ready. And to apply that, I'm using a foundation brush and a stippling brush. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking one giant pump onto the cap of the makeup, and I'm just taking my foundation brush and taking the product on the brush and putting it all over my face, bringing it down to my neck. We want to make sure we cover up all the concealer that we just put on and any other extra blemishes or redness that we might have missed. So you just want to make sure that's blended in really nicely. And then once you get it all onto your face, I like to go back in with the stippling brush and take whatever's left over from the makeup and just blend it into my skin a little bit more, just to make sure that everything's nice and blended so you don't run into any streaks. And you always want to make sure that you bring it down to your neck so everything matches. So once we have finished our face, we can go ahead and move on to the eye makeup. And of course I always use e.l.f. eyelid primer. It's my absolute favorite. So I'm just going to take that and apply it all over the lid. And I'm going to make sure we bring it up to the brow bone, because I always do a highlight with my everyday makeup. So you just want to put that all over your eye and make sure that it's spread in really nicely so you don't have any streaks, and you want to make sure that your makeup looks absolutely flawless, and this primer does a really good job of that. Next, we're going to be taking an eyeliner by NYC, which is just a plain black one. And I'm just going to be taking that and applying it all over my waterline and on my bottom lid. I do have a very unique way of putting on my eyeliner. I am not a perfectionist in any way, so I just put it on however I feel is right, and then I fix it with Q-tips, my finger, and then I like to go in with a smudging tool from my makeup set and smudge out my eyeliner to make it look a bit more neat. This step is totally optional, but I find that it helps really nicely. So once you've smudged everything out, I'm going to go in with the mascara. I'm using the Colossal Cat Eye by Maybelline, and the brush just looks like this. I did do a review on it. So I'm just going to be applying that on my top and bottom lashes just to give them a little bit of length and definition before I do the eyeshadow. I don't have a specific type of mascara that I always use, but I do like to use this one because I find that it does help give my lashes a lot more volume, and it also is really easy to apply and it looks really nice as well. Once we have finished with the mascara, we can go ahead and get started on the eyeshadow. And the first eyeshadow that I apply is this top one right here, which is called Spun Silk. And the palette that I'm actually using this from is from an Artistry palette. It's like a medium 4 different colored eyeshadows that I did do a giveaway on Instagram. So I'm just going to be applying that with the standard eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to be packing that on with that brush, and I'm going to be applying it all over my top lid. So I'm just packing that on all over my lid, all the way up to the crease, so I make sure I get really good coverage. And then once I get enough product on my eye that I feel is good, I take a blending brush by e.l.f. and I just kind of go over that color lightly just to make sure that I have everything evened out well and it doesn't look too caked on. So I just kind of blend through and get rid of any excess that might have fallen out. So now that we have blended in the color, this is what it looks like on the lid. And now we can go ahead and move on to the second color, which is again from that palette that I showed you, and it's the bottom one from Spun Silk, which is called Espresso. And I'm just going to be using a rounder eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to be packing that on just a little bit, just on the outside of the brush. And then what I'm going to be doing is packing that inside the crease, like in the mostly the outer corner of the crease is what I'm going for. And I'm only keeping it in the crease. I'm trying to keep it away from my eyelid so I can give myself a bit of depth. So you just want to keep doing this until you get the desired depth that you're looking for. Of course, you guys know I like my eyeshadow really dramatic, so I keep going until I like it. The next thing I do is I take a fluffy blending brush by e.l.f., which looks like this, and I go in little tiny circles over the two eyeshadows that I just put on, and I blend them out so they look really nice and really even, because you don't want your eyeshadow to look too creasy or too line, like you don't want any harsh lines. So this eyeshadow brush really helps blend those two together and really helps blend them out to make it look more natural. So you just do that until it's blended out nice. And then the third color that we are going to be going for is this dark one right here, which is called Cocoa. And I'm just using the little brush that comes with it, putting a little bit of product on it, and I'm going to be tapping that inside the crease just until about the middle of my eye. I'm not going all the way into my eye, so I'm just patting the product on until about the middle of my eye, just to give myself a little bit more of a dramatic look. And then I'm going in with the same blending brush, and I'm going to be blending all three of those colors together so it combines into one nice, beautiful smoky eye. So again, you just want to go in with little circles to make sure everything is blended. And now I'm just going to be doing a simple cat eye with some liquid eyeliner by LA Colors. And I'm going to speed this part up because you guys have seen me do this a million times. Okay, so after the eyeliner, it's time to do my eyebrows, and I'm just using a dark brown pencil by Wet n Wild, which you can get for $1 at any store. So I'm just going to do those and be right back. Okay, so I just did my eyebrows, and now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding an brow highlight. And what I'm doing is I'm taking another clean standard eyeshadow brush, and I'm taking the lightest color from the makeup palette, which is called Caprice, and I'm just taking a little bit of that on the brush, and I'm just putting that over top onto my brow bone to enough where it's lighter than my skin tone but not too white. So I'm just kind of putting that over top underneath my eyebrow, just over the eyeshadow. And then what I do to blend that in is I take the e.l.f. brush and just kind of blend it in to make it look natural. I also use my finger as well. Now it is time to move on to face powder. I'm just using one by CoverGirl, the one I always use, in the shade 115. And now I'm just using this big fluffy powder brush, and I'm just taking that all over and putting it all over my face. The powder will really help set in your foundation and also take care of any fallout that you may have as well. Okay, so once we've done that, it's time to do the lips. And for the lips, I'm also going with a red lip. I really am liking the red lips now, and I'm just using one by Revlon in the shade 525, Wine with Everything. So I'm just going to be taking that and applying that all over my top and bottom lip. I don't really use a lip liner, so I'm just kind of guessing and kind of fixing it with my fingers as I go. And then what I'm also doing is taking a red lip gloss from my Sephora palette, which I did a review on, and I'm taking the middle red color and I'm applying that all over my lips just to give it a bit more of a dramatic look and a bit of a shine as well. I feel like these two lip colors together really do create the perfect red lip. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And now the final step to this look is to contour your face. This is totally optional. I love to contour my face, so I'm just taking a bronzer by Marc, and I'm just taking a kind of a slanted face brush, and I'm just kind of contouring, you know, under the apples of my cheeks, up near my hairline, and up in the temples of my head as well. So I just do that for both sides of my face to make it look as even as possible. And there you have it. That is my everyday makeup look. I think it is so fun and I absolutely love it. Go ahead and give it a try if you guys liked it. Make sure to check out all my other links below, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.